jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Once again, you're tuned in to World Combat Sports. A happy weekend, everybody. Spring break is official. You know it. For those of you like myself, spring break was quite different back then. But for the youngins, it's spring break, and you know what's going on, dog. You know what they doing. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm glad I don't have no girls. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I don't have no girls right now in high school. Tell my daddy, can I go to spring break? Hell no. Why is that? I think you're being just a little bit, a little bit what? I heard you tell your friends about what happened with spring break. Well, I can't go. I say, yeah, that's exactly why you can't go. Shit. I'm glad I don't have no daughters, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everyone that's on deck in the building. You know what I'm saying? Press up on that motherfucking like button. You know what I'm saying? On this Friday. Shout to the ones that's in the chat, man. Black Belt being in the building. Mr. Paz, salute WCS. Hope you well. Did you find out who asked Spence about Wilder? I sure did. Absolutely. We had a conversation about that last night. It was Fight Hype. Not only did they ask that question, I was listening to the network when I should have been listening to Fight Hype because their audio was just fine. But for Showtime, theirs wasn't for a reason just like that. Their audio was going, they was turning down their audio during the media scrum. So you had to be tuned in to the ones who was actually in the media scrum. You know what I'm saying? So, Fight Hub, Fight Hype, all them fights. Their audio was good. But it was Fight Hype who not only asked that question, but, it was a question asked about Errol Spence being knocked down in the AMs. You know what I'm saying? By Brian Castano. It was a whole lot of twitching going back and forth. People not being professional. Because look, I can say a lot from being in the situation I've been in with the media. I can say a lot. I can sit up here and say, well, who approved them, knowing that they was gonna come off and act the way they did. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I'm gonna tell you once again, these numbers on YouTube don't mean shit. They don't mean shit because if I wanted to start getting 100 people tuning in by next week, I could do it. All I have to do is invest some money and start paying for subscribers and paying for viewers. That's all I got to do and keep it going. And then the more people see your views, then they say, oh man, so-and-so getting views on this shit. Okay, cool. Man, it's artificial intelligence, man. It's easy to assess that. Why? Because all you got to do is look in the live chat of a lot of these groups, and it's the same people. You have 100 to 200 to 300 people tuned in, but yet you barely kicking 40. You barely kicking 30, 25 of the average everyday common users in your live chat. Anyway, besides the point, it was Fight Hype. To answer your question, Mr. Paz, and when it boiled down to it, they have a team, they have the numbers. And unfortunately for boxing, they're not spreading the butter. You know, look, I've always said it'd be good if they spread the butter so we all can drop our own media content on that toast. You know what I'm saying? That boxing toast. But no, they don't want that. They don't want us to heat it up like that. They approve consistently the same people who know that they're going to get approved, and they're able to ask what they want to ask. Why? Because the runner that's there on site, how I know they're receiving money is on the content that they produce. The content for which they get, how many views that it get, they get a certain percentage of that. So how's the game plan going to work? They want to come in there and ask the question with the camera rolling to get a reaction. Now, you have to have certain individuals that's cut out to do that, because not everybody can go up there and their whole entire intention is to be antagonistic and provocate a situation for a response while the camera's rolling. No matter what happens, the camera's going to be rolling. So when Errol Spence was asked about Deontay Wilder, do you think he retired? That question had zero to do with the media scrum, but he asked it near the end, hoping to get Errol Spence like to show his facial expression or to say something crazy. Salute Black Belt Ben. Damn, it was fight hype. Yeah. Free Hoover on deck. What's good with it? So my whole topic today is pretty much the Devin Haney presser. As you all know, finally Kambosos signed the contract. You know what I'm saying? And y'all know I was the first one up here saying Kambosos, period. You know that. I've been saying Kambosos for that. So I'm appreciative that I have other YouTube entities calling him Kambosos. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But I started off calling him Kambosos. I even created the thumbnail with all the balloons and shit, for Kambosos. And I had Homie the Clown from In Living Color, Wayans and shit like that. But it's good to see it's being spread across the YouTube community, because y'all seeing just what I said about Kambosos. I told you all that he was fit for the circus. As we say in the military, Kambosos is fit for duty. He is that clown. Okay, some people are high, on the fact that Kambosos has been acting the way he has towards Devin Haney. And then, you got to look at the way Devin Haney has acted. It hasn't been overly aggressive at all. Like, this is the first time he really spoke on anything. Real talk. I'm definitely not going to take the side of Kambosos because I have no reason to. Seriously, I have no reason to, because when he fought my boy Tio, he was up here being so critical of him being undisputed, and then turn around, he do the exact same thing. Now, if that's not intoxication off your own hypocrisy, I don't know what is, bro. He changed that shit immediately on IG. You was up here in the media faking. You was pump faking a lot. And you was saying, how can you be undisputed? You don't have all the belts. And, I'm going to do what you going to do. I'm going to fight Devin Haney. I'm going to clear up all the doubt and da-da-da. He was selling that shit. He was selling it. He was selling that wolf ticket. When he picked up the belts, post conference, he want to say, oh, you can fight a rematch in Australia, blah, 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 knowing damn well he wouldn't have been able to do T.O. like that. He wouldn't be able to do T.O. like he locked Devin Haney in to a contract. It was no way, because Teofimo Lopez had already been undisputed, and also he's with Top Rank. So you wouldn't be able to lock him into an agreement like that. Who would say, is it Scambosos or Clownbosos? He beat the 50% T.O. and act like he conquered the world. Well, both of them were fit. However you want to title it. You know what I'm saying? Both of them sounds good in the description type, in the description block. Both of those. Because he's been nothing but a clown, man. And let me address something before I get into the Devin Haney. look at it this way. Him waiting to the last minute to sign a contract, in my opinion, it was sort of a waste of time. You know what I'm saying? The fight is so far out, right? The fight is in June. It did nothing. Like, you want to build up, build up, build up. You don't have no respect for your audience. You don't have no respect for your fan base. You know, you say you're the emperor. You say, what's a king to an emperor, right? If you're an emperor and you feel that you have that much prestige and power, why are you gonna keep your fans waiting to the last fucking minute? Why are you playing goddamn duck duck go games? Why are you playing hopscotch in this shit? You just picked up the titles. You haven't defended them. You're pretty much in the same situation Teofimo was. You know what I'm saying? But you're sitting up here fighting a you know, a former champion. What I mean by that, Kambosos is acting like Devin Haney has a trinket. So he want people to go out here and say, you know, Devin ain't no champion. You know, with the help of Mauricio Suleiman calling the belt a pride belt, he's fighting a former champion. In his eyes, you know, he don't care no which way how that this belt is legitimate, it's coveted, and he's trying to sell it to the fans as if he's fighting a former champion, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should be building up that he has a belt, because initially you were saying you was gonna leave no doubt, you was gonna clean this shit up. But along with the WBC, I would say Kambosos has been on board with diluting Devin Haney's WBC title, when in fact there's other titleists out here that has a WBC belt, and that shit has high appraisal to it. They're not saying that shit about Josh Taylor's WBC belt. They're not saying that shit about Errol Spence WBC belt. They're not saying for Jamel Charlo's WBC, Jamal Charlo's WBC, Canelo's WBC. Well, they might say it about Lunga Macabo, but we're going to skip over that. They're not saying about Tyson Fury's WBC. They're not saying that shit about Nonito Donaire's WBC. The only thing that might come into equation is a super fly, you know. Juan Estrada won the shit, got off of it. But what I'm saying is, out of all those names I just mentioned, they're not treating the belt holder as if they was a former champion, all because, you know, the WBC came out here and named it a pride belt. Not only that, when have you ever seen a sanctioned body participate in a degradation of a fighter who's holding one of their belts? Devin is holding one of his belts that he created that's still in the mix right now. And Kambosos is up here acting like he's fighting a former champion, bro. You got him mixed up. You're not fighting T.O. come June. You fighting an active world champion. And this is going to be the first of its kind. That's how special it is. But the way the contract is made up, you know, the Aussie double is very, very important, because I feel that, you know, Devin Haney get past the Aussie double, he's won big time. He's caught up with everybody in the lightweight division. He's surpassed everybody in the lightweight division, in my opinion, including Teofimo Lopez, which is still I rock with heavy. But if Devin Haney gets past the Aussie double, in my opinion, he would have won the belts and defended the belts, and he'd go on to face Vasyl Lomachenko. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, Tio went and fought Lomachenko, who's a unified champion. Yes, that would be correct. But Teofimo Lopez went in there with the IBF titles to fight the unified champion Lomachenko. Devin Haney will be going in here and fighting Lomachenko, who has no belts. He doesn't even have the franchise belt. He doesn't have none. He would go in there to fight Vasyl Lomachenko with every belt in the lightweight division. In that perspective, he would have surpassed everyone that's in the lightweight division for his accomplishments. Real talk. Because who you know has successfully defended all those belts as a recent? Who? Lomachenko was unified. He was sitting up here and, he tried to go for the IBF, but now he wanted to goddamn come off the WBC and become a franchise. Who else? Teofimo. He had every belt besides Devin. I still consider him undisputed, but he didn't have all the belts. And he wasn't able to successfully defend them. Kambosos defeated Teofimo Lopez. Yes, he won the belts, but he himself hasn't been able to defend the belts. So if Devin can come out here with the Aussie double, with the mindset of knowing he's barely making, he's making small change for this fight, for which him and his pops is calling a legacy. Who am I to go against it? I can be petty about it. I can sit up here and be very I can critique very heavy on this shit, but it's so blended into YouTube right now. Everybody's saying the same thing. Like, you have some people that appreciate and like he stepped up and it's a legacy fight. Other people are saying that it's one of the worst deals. I feel it's one of the worst deals. I do. I do feel it's a very bad, insulting. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very insulting the way the deal is structured in an unfavorable manner towards Devin Haney and Kambosos. In my opinion, leading up to the Teofimo Lopez, he hasn't done anything special. And you come to think about it, his resume, believe it or not, would you consider his resume that much better than Devin Haney's? The only thing that supersedes him, it kind of takes us to the welterweight division, unlike we had with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence at one point in time. They was talking about common opponents when they got down to who is Crawford fought. Well, the only person that's on his record that makes any sense to anybody is Teofimo Lopez. But, Devin has the Gamboa fight, which was okay. He has a Jorge Linares, you know what I'm saying? The Jojo Diaz. This Aussie double is going to be everything to the lightweight division, bro. It's definitely going to be a big step up. Now, I'm about to get to these videos, and I want to get to the presser first, the official announcement. And we're gonna itemize it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna play it and then pause it a little bit. I'm gonna give my take on it, and then we're gonna keep it kicking. The Haneys got to go behind enemy lines to clean up T.O.'s mess. Why is it T.O.'s mess though? Why is it T.O.'s mess? Because if T.O. wouldn't have taken that fight, it would have been a fourth delay, Hoover. A fourth delay. It would have went left quickly. If T.O. would have pulled out of that fight, they would have said, no, fuck that. Man, T.O. scared of Kambosos. You know how these YouTube and these boxing fans come up with all these false realities. You know what I'm saying? They push these extremely heavy bias, narratives. In tow, you just look at it. It's like, damn, why are they dragging all this shit around YouTube like that, man? Like, that shit ain't nowhere close to being true. They would have said he was ducking. He was scared. You know what I'm saying? He trying to stall Kambosos out till he get old. You know what I'm saying? He's tougher than he think. T.O. ain't ready. He's overhyped. He's overrated. So sometimes you got to look at a fighter stepping up to the plate when they not 100%, because fighters will tell you all of us are not 100%. So you got to give them credit for stepping up, man. Let me share screen right quick. I might just hold on for a second. Screen right quick. I might just do the audio for this one and then come in with the visual. So let me get to the first video. And the first part of this is going to be Lou DiBella, which is George Kambosos' promoter, and it's going to be the Triple OG, Bob Arum, Top Rank promoter. You know what I'm saying? And they're just basically on the front side of this press conference. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let promoters talk their shit because the Bella is in partnership with Top Rank to make this fight happen. Mike Gee in the building. What's good? Yeah, Josh Taylor defended. I never said he didn't. I was just comparing the prestige of the belts. Josh Taylor did defend his belts, but that's in question, big dog. You know what I'm saying? That's in question. We know that. Anybody who looked at that fight knows that. Come on, come on, Mike. We know that. Big dog in the building. Andrew in the building. Andrew Charles and another Andrew is in the building. Salute to you. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Look, hey Andrew, Radford, right? I'm gonna tell you like Adrian Broner told when he was getting interviewed. They said, you know, 4 divisions don't mean nothing, do it? I'm gonna tell you when you put only to basically deplete, you're trying to deplete the importance of 4 championships. Devin only has 4 championships. It's lunacy at its best, man. It seems like you hating because 4 championships fight is still a lot. One, according to the name, is very, very important. But you have 4 championship fights, man. Come on, dog. Relax with that. Just relax, man. Y'all listen in.
You know, George had to travel the world.
This is the Lou DiBella.
Various countries away from home, frankly, not making a lot of money, to earn his stripes, to rise up the ratings, to force people to have to give him an opportunity. And he rose to a mandatory contender. And basically, Teofimo Lopez had to fight him. And when that fight was announced, I think the only people that really, really believed George was going to win were George, his dad, his family, and his team. But George knew that he was one of the best fighters in the world. He knew that he was the best lightweight in the world. He got the opportunity to prove it. He delivered, and that was a life-changing moment. He went from being virtually unknown to one of the best-known fighters in the world of boxing, and a hero, a homecoming hero in Australia, and also a hero in Greece. You know, his Greek heritage is very important to him. That's one of the reasons why we're so thrilled to be in Melbourne, a community, a city that has such an active and vibrant Greek population. And the Spartan warrior is going to get an opportunity to perform in front of both his Australian countrymen and his people of Greek ancestry.
Thanks very much, mate. Now, Bob Arum, as you said, a legend of boxing. And Bob, you've been down here to Australia over the years. You've been through so much with the biggest fights in the history of fighting and boxing, probably the last 40, 50 years. You know the Cinderella story. You also see the heartache involved in boxing. Now, when George went into the last fight against Lopez, he was a 13-1 against underdog going in there. You were quoted as saying you didn't think much of him, and nor did anyone else. And that's not a criticism of you. But what did you see in that fight? Well, we all saw the fight. It was one of the great fights of all time. What have you seen that suddenly you say, yeah, I want to be in this action and I want to be in Melbourne, Australia, and there's an
Listen in. You get to hear it from Bob himself.
How exciting is this for you from the man of experience of promoting boxing?
Well, first, I have to say that I've learned in boxing that whatever the odds are, whatever the experts say, and whatever I may think going in, that's why they do the fights. Because in the fights, these two men who fight each other prove who is the better fighter. And on that night, there's no question in my mind that George Kambosos won that fight and won the lightweight titles that my fighter, Teofimo Lopez, possessed.
We don't have an argument with that. I don't have an argument with that. Even though, like I said before, I support Teofimo Lopez heavy. Most of the people that follow me understands that. They understand what the current is in the river. You know what I'm saying? That's the way it's been. So I don't have anything different to go against the grain what Bob Arum just said. I thought Teofimo Lopez lost the fight, no matter what him and his pops is talking about.
George showed me a lot more ability than I thought he had, and now I think it's appropriate that we match George with a fighter who will give him a tremendous battle, and that's Devin Haney. Haney is a phenomenon. He's done extraordinarily well in a short career. He's one of the leading, if not the leading, lightweight in the world, and it's going to be a tremendous, tremendous battle here in Melbourne on June 5th. And I want to tell everybody in Australia how pleased I am and my company are to come back to Australia. We had a wonderful experience, although our fighter Manny Pacquiao didn't. But we had a wonderful experience in Brisbane and Queensland when.
Hey, did y'all catch that? They say, he's happy upon return and everything. But, he did mention Pacquiao. He didn't have such a great time. And you remember Jeff Horn. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people thought Pacquiao won that fight, but they gave it to Jeff Horn. And that is pretty much precipitating over to this fight that's on the horizon with Devin Haney and George Kambosos. People are believing that Devin Haney will indeed be the Pacquiao of this fight. You know what I'm saying? And if it goes to the scorecards or whatever the case may be, he may get robbed only because of he is contending behind enemy lines. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a hostile crowd. They're going to give him all the boos and jeers you can possibly imagine.
We did that fight a number of years ago. And now to go back to Melbourne and give Melbourne the opportunity to host what may even be a bigger fight is something special. I can't wait for June 5th. I know I have a lot of friends in Australia, and I can't wait to see everyone. We have been using in the United States during the pandemic some Australian fighters like the Maloney brothers, and we hope to have them on the card. And it's going to be a tremendous night of boxing and a real tribute to the sport.
Good on you, Bob. And as you said, we're going to have a magnificent undercard on that night as well. Bob, you mentioned when you brought Manny Pacquiao out here in 2017 and Jeff Horn shocked the world. You brought out our man George to fight Lopez, and our man shocked the world. We love you in Australia, Bob. You bring the biggest names in boxing, and we keep winning. So we love you, mate. We love it. But tell me a bit about Devin Haney. He can really go,
and we're going to keep winning. We're going to keep winning.
And tell us about this.
Well, there's going to be a time. The tide comes in and the tide goes out.
Not this time.
All right, maybe not this time. Let's hope it will.
I know how much, Bob, you love to have the title holders in your team. Tell us a little bit about Devin Haney and what a threat he's going to
be. Well, first of all, as you'll see, he's going to be on in a little while. He's here in the studio.
I'm going to fast forward a little bit because Devin Haney just signed the top rank. So pretty much Bob Arum is going to speak his.
There's never been a better time to subscribe to Artlist.
Devin Haney, he's going to speak his good, kind, graceful words on Devin Haney to build up the fight, of course. That's just how it's going to work out. And as you hear, when it's time for Kambosos and Devin Haney to speak, both sides was, they said what they had to say. You know what I'm saying? And, a lot of people are a bit perturbed at the fact that, the host, referred to Devin Haney as a boy. And, George Kambosos intends to keep reiterating boy. Now, that can pretty much be a splinter, of agitating the shit out of Devin. You know what I'm saying? Making him feel smaller than he is. Making him feel like he's treating him with inferiority. You know what I'm saying? And certain people with certain mindsets, you have those who will blow it off and won't think much of it. And then you have others just get all crazy, you know what I'm saying, and skittish and just overpopulating their emotions just because somebody called them boy. Now, if he was to call you nigga, right? That would be different. If they was to say nigling, or if they was to call Negro, they was to refer to him as colored, that would be different. But he basically put it out there to basically uh, place him in a position of inferiority, so to speak, as far as his stature as a man. And in my opinion, I'm gonna be honest. I'll wait till you hear the audio before I, give my piece on that, because I just feel like George Kambosos is definitely trying to play a little bit on the side of villain. He's trying to get Devin Haney to come into the fight angry and flustered like Tiafimo. You know what I'm saying? Because those two went at it face to face. They didn't. I mean, they had some serious, thick animosity between one another. And this fight is going to be the same way. Believe me, it's going to be. I think this energy oppressors is going to be somewhat similar to Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, the first go round. Um, yeah, it may give us some Tony Harrison, Jamel Charlo, but Devin Haney don't talk that much trash like Tony Harrison. But in this case, Tony Harrison would be George Kambosos. He's the one that's trying to be the instigator. So we'll see how it plays out, man. Now let me let you listen to what Cambozo have to talk about.
A lot of belts there, but there's one missing. Welcome, and tell me about your first thoughts at the moment, George, about coming here to Melbourne to defend all these titles, maybe get that last remaining one as well, here in front of 50,000 Greek Australians and Australian Greeks and the world watching you. Welcome.
It is good to be back home. 5 years I've been on the road. 5 years I've been doing it tough. Doubted by many, but I stayed focused. I kept that tunnel vision. And I knew one day I'd collect all of this. And I knew one day I'd step into this stadium and collect another belt. It's great to be back home. Great to be here at Marvel Stadium. I have to thank the Melbourne government, the minister, my promoter, The Bell Entertainment, TEG, and the people of Australia. Not only Melbourne, but the people of Australia, because, like I've said many times, these belts are not only mine, they're ours as a country. Greece as well, my heritage, they're ours. And when I step on this beautiful stadium, June 5th, these belts ain't going nowhere. They're staying here.
George, take us through the fight. I've never seen a boxer that looks so physically and mentally prepared to go into the ring. As we said, 13-1.
He said he never seen a boxer so physically and mentally prepared. Stop it.
Against going in, the bookmakers, even Bob Barham, all that sort of stuff. You've had that all your life, but suddenly you stepped in there and you've never looked more at home in your life than you were in that ring in a big-time boxing event against an absolute superstar, and you held your own and then took it to a new level.
It was a fantastic win. Great win against all odds. 13-1 underdog. But I knew what I was going to do that night. I never changed. I said all along, from day dot, I will be world champion, especially on that night. But that's the thing of the past now. I'm never content. I'm always striving for more and more. That's why I chased the biggest names. There's only 2 names I ever asked for this stadium fight, return fight. I could have fought anybody. Any person I could have picked. I walked for one of the best names. Lomachenko, Devin Haney.
So right here, it tells you, in his own language, it tells you that Lomachenko became first. Lomachenko is really like his betting favorite. You know what I'm saying? That's what he wanted the odds to damn bring into his damn nest. He wanted the name Lomachenko to grace the square with the damn 2-time gold medals. That's what George Kambosos want. Real talk. He just said Lomachenko's name first. He wanted Lomachenko. The shit did not fly his way, man. I think deep down inside he is a bit irritated because he has to complete the Aussie. He has to. He has to come up out of Australia with a victory in order for him to get 2 big paychecks. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has to do it too. It's a challenge for Devin Haney. It's a challenge for Kambosos. He knows that. He would have been very off. Look, if he could have, he would have said, you know what? I want to fight Lomachenko twice in Australia. Forget Devin Haney. If he could have had Lomachenko twice in Australia, that would have placated everything that his negotiation process was about. He wouldn't have cared about anything else. He's cool.
Unfortunately, Lomachenko's not available. Beautiful. Devin Haney, step up. Now we'll take your belt.
George, it is remarkable because generally when you go through all that.
Kambosos says step up. Bro, in my opinion, this is not a step up fight for Devin Haney. It isn't. Judging off what Kambosos did before he stepped in there with Teofimo Lopez, okay, is a lot of banality in that, and I don't look at it as something that you can just put on the damn in the pantheon of boxing, bro. You know, like, you're not a superstar, even though you're holding the titles. You're not considered a superstar right now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't hear people saying a star was born overnight, like they was giving Isak Cruz. They didn't say that. They just didn't give you that value, man. They didn't say a star has been born. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't present the same performance that Isak Cruz gave Gervonta Davis in the eyes of the boxing fans.
Build up and you get these belts. You know, the tradition of boxing has been to maybe get some lesser credentialed fighters, build up a reputation, and continue to fatten up your record. But instead, you have taken on the other person who holds the lightweight belts. What's the motivation behind you? Is it just something in your DNA that you say, no, I want to be the undisputed world champion in my division?
I'm a Spartan warrior. I want the best fights. I want the best warriors to keep showing the world who I am, what I'm about. Correct, I couldn't put anybody. But could I do that on my homecoming fight, my return fight? It's a beautiful stadium. Give you guys an easy fight, and you just leave home with a sour taste in your mouth? Never. I can't look at myself in the mirror. I said I'll fight the best guys. I'll bring this fight back to Australia. That I did.
And George, we've seen plenty of times over the years in all sports when people have reached the mountaintop and they get a little bit comfortable. They get a little bit easy in their own way. They start to take on some of the things that they have had to push aside in their Spartan regime to become the champion. You look as sharp today as anyone. You look like a Hugo Boss model coming out here. You look fantastic, mate. But more particularly is that you look in pristine condition to build up
A Hugo Boss model. A Hugo Boss model. Okay, I got it.
these next 2 months to get yourself right to defend your titles.
I'm ready to fight today. I've been putting the work. People ask me, when does Cam start? Cam started as soon as I bet Teofimo Lopez. As soon as I batted him, I took all his belts. Cam started the next day. I was on the phone to Lou DiBella and to my management and to my team. Who's next? Can we get these guys? Are they going to step up to the table after that performance I just showed the world? So I'm in great condition, ready to fight. I fight today if we have to. Make it old school. Let's do 15 rounds in this beautiful stadium. I can't wait for June 5th.
George, take us through the difference in maybe tactics against the two fighters that have had to fight in the last fight to win the title, and this one.
I'm gonna fast forward a bit to Team Haney comes on deck.
Back to Los Angeles, California, United States.
Here go Bill Haney and Devin Haney.
His father, Bill, as we mentioned there, and as George said, he is a super credentialed fighter. He is a world champion.
He almost slipped up. You see that? He was almost about to say superstar. You know, he said super credentialed.
Undisputed lightweight champion of the world, and he joins us now. Welcome, Devin. Congratulations on being able to be matched for this super fight in Melbourne, Australia. We can't wait to see you in action. What's your response, and how are you feeling about this amazing bout that's coming up?
Oh, I'm so thankful. I'm so gracious for this opportunity. This is a dream come true. I thank God for it every day. I prayed for this time to come, and now the fight is official now, and I can't wait. Thank you, God. Alhamdulillah. I'm so gracious, and I can't wait.
Bill, alongside your father and trainer, Bill, you saw the fight where George became the
So pretty much he transitioned over to the father. He recognized and identified him as the father of Devin Haney. Father. He understands. He understands that family dynamic, right? Okay.
champion of the world in Madison Square Garden, the home of boxing, if you like. What did you see in the opponent that your son needs to beat to achieve his lifelong dream?
So did you catch that? He said, "Your son, your son." Did y'all catch that? Your son. He totally understands the visual cognizant process of him understanding the dynamic of who that is. There's a father and son, their family. You know what I'm saying? Also, their father son tandem in the sport of boxing. Hold on, we got to get past the damn advertisements and everything.
Shout out to George Kambosos and the wonderful job he did with TFM.
See, Bill almost called him Cambozo.
Story no different than our story as well. This is the Super Bowl.
I'm gonna get back to the live chats in a minute.
And we're happy to be a part of it. We're happy to have the dance partner and George Kambosos, a heck of a team, and Peter Kahn, Lou DiBella. Everyone has done an excellent job at making this thing happen. So we're very much looking forward to it.
Bill, take us through it. Tell us about this boy sitting next to you, your son.
Okay, so this is where he said, "Tell us about this boy. Tell us about this boy." To me, listen. To me, this is my interpretation at my age. This boy, this boy separates a father and son. It no longer is a family in a sleight of tongue. Like I said before, the tongue is a sword to life and death. If you just comb over and just discount what you just heard as little or nothing, then that's who you are. But I don't. Coming from the South, I don't. You know what I'm saying? Is this boy? This boy is 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? This boy, you have already recognized previously that he was the son of his father that's sitting right beside him. So for you to say this boy, it's almost like you're disassociating that father-son relationship. You want that separation so it can stand alone as an insult with a sleight of tongue to say this boy as if they have no relation. But you know each other, and you want to also refer to Devin as a lower standard than his adulthood presents in society and reality. He is a grown man. He's above the age of 18. From my understanding, he's 23 years old. But you said this boy. Let me go back again.
But also your fighter.
Peter Kahn, Lou DiBella, everyone has done an excellent job at making this thing happen. So we're very much looking forward to it.
Bill, take us through it. Tell us about this boy sitting next to you, your son.
I mean, do y'all not get that? Like, I hear so many people just thinking, what does the interviewer has to do with when he already made the acknowledgement? The acknowledgement was that is Bill Haney's son. All right. Son is not disrespectful. That is his son. Son is just keeping it polite, respectful, etiquette, all of that shit. But he said, this boy, your son. So now you're saying, okay, I still identify him as your son, but he's a boy. And look, and Kambosos is only 26 years old and Devin's 23. It's only a 3-year gap. I think it was intentionally done, purposely, because Devin Haney has been on record as saying he'll never lose to a white boy, right? I think with Australian people, in my opinion, I do believe they're trying to ruffle and get, some shit brewing inside of the Haneys and make them feel uncomfortable and irritated. They want them to get disrespectful because right now they're very respectful. The fight is signed already. They very respectful. You know why? Because Team Haney has to go over to the backyard in Australia, in the outback. Bill understands where he's going. His whole entire team understands. It don't matter about your security. It doesn't matter about your circle. It doesn't matter about church or hype man. None of that. What matters is the vigilance that y'all have to cross all the T's and be very, very alert with dotting all the I's so y'all don't slip up and Devin Haney comes in there looking like he's drugged up or he gets sick or anything to that nature. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna have to be on their P's and Q's as the damn cliche goes. You know what I'm saying? This is real talk. But this boy, I was trying to tell somebody, it said this boy. That's disrespectful to me. That's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Because you're talking about he's in his 20s just like Kambosos, and you say this boy, your son. So not only, in my opinion, the way I look at it from the South, it's the fact that they're identifying Devin Haney. They pulled the bow, boom, they shot that arrow, and then they turned around and they sent a musket Bill's way too, because Bill is raising Devin to be a man, right? And he's done that. It's DHP Promotions. He's done that. His son is in there competing, and it's a slight of tongue to Bill Haney too to say, "Yeah, I just call your son a boy, even though he's old enough and he's above the age of 18 to operate as that of a man. He has the stature and accountability as a man, but I'm going to refer and I'm going to tag him as a boy," which in a lot of black people's mind, you know what I'm saying? Some, I can't speak for all my people, that would be considered disrespectful. Okay, just don't sit up here and call it regular, normal jargon. I don't want to hear that shit. Because we can sit up here and call one another, "Hey, come here, boy." It's gonna be hands thrown, boy. You know, come on, boy. It's gonna be hands thrown.
But also you're a fighter. You've trained him, you've watched him, you've built him for this very moment coming up in the next 2 months. Give us an insight into this young man.
Hold up, man. I gotta get to the live chat, bro. I gotta get to the live chat. I ain't know so many people's in here. That's my apologies, man. I gotta stay professional. Shout out to my guy Showtime Shaw News on deck, man. Definitely appreciate you pulling up, and absolutely thank you for the donation and supporting the channel. He said Facts talked to him WCS. He called him boy because his father's always next to him. Shout out to Don Dada in the building. WCS salute. Gotta put these up here. That's my bag, man. I was actually on another tab. Dada say nothing against Haney, but the man need to stop stuttering and bringing his dad as a backup. Well, his dad is a trainer. I understand what you're saying, but Bill has already been in the picture. Yeah, it would have been good just to see Devin and Kambosos talk on frame. But I'm not the one that's stepping between that. Like that's their setup. You know what I'm saying? That's their format on how they want to run things. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just the way it is, man. I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it, but I totally get what you're saying, Dollar. I totally get it, because yes, we could have just had Kambosos and Devin talk it out. I get it, but that's just like pocket watching to me. Like, who am I to tell him how to damn instruct his son? Like, that's a grown ass man. Bill's a grown ass man. I'm not gonna do that, bro. Nothing to do with the fight, but Kambosos won the press conference to me. Hold on for a second. I need that. I'll get back to that later, because Dada came on swinging blades and shit, man. I ain't with all that Colin Haney boy shit. Andrew Charles Showtime salute. Yeah, salute to you. Salute to you. And y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the UGK of Boxing Media, man. Showtime doing shit behind the scenes that people don't know, and if they do, they don't respect it. I tell you why no one respects Haney WBC belt, and that's his own fault for accepting the belt. That can go many ways, man, but it is a championship. I can say the same thing for, the Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Canelo got off that belt. He picked it up. And I can say the same thing for Canelo. Canelo tried to go up there and fight Abner Yildirim for David Benavidez WBC belt, but he ended up fighting Callum Smith for WBC and WBA. I can keep going on and on, man. I mean, it's a championship. It's a coveted WBC strap. I disagree. He shouldn't accept it. I disagree, bro. Even I have been on record saying he received it via email. I'm being absolutely truthful. You know what I'm saying? And sincere. I did say he received it via email, but do you say he shouldn't have received it, period? Then what was he supposed to do? Fight the guy? I mean, what was he supposed to do? Lomachenko wasn't gonna fight him. No, Loma's beautiful Haney step up. Showtime said Haney has to turn up. He got his shot, Top Rank backed him. I totally agree. A big shout out to Showtime, Shaw News, man, with the donation. You know what I'm saying? With the half a dub. You know what I'm saying? With the dub. Shout out to Blue, goddammit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to goddamn bite. That's probably the first time I did it, but goddamn Showtime was rubbing off on me doing that shit, dog. D-Ray say you know the vibes. Shout out again to Showtime, Shaw News, the Sauce Talk, man. World Combat Sports is the best boxing media. I appreciate you, big dog. Man, you doing the damn thing, man, yourself, bro. If they won't respect you, voluntarily, they will have to after they see your work, you know what I'm saying, and how you growing in the business. So definitely one love to Showtime Shaw for your donation to your channel, big dog. To my channel. I appreciate you, big dog, for real. Keep on doing your thing. Bill Haney and Devin turn up June 4th and 5th. Show them that you're not a boy. Absolutely. That's the only way for him to do that, man. And the only reason I'm not saying I'm not really getting into Bill Haney and Devin's, attachment and their connection, because they're family. And me coming from the South, once again, when I was growing up, they was trying to tell us that black fathers wasn't in the household. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with both of my parents. So who am I to sit up here and get on social media and separate the family dynamic of Bill Haney and Devin just because Kambosos showed up without his pops? No, I can't do that. I can't do that, bro. Felix Nunez, salute to you on deck. I think Kambosos is aware of the negative racial connotation attached to the term and is purposely leaning into it. I agree, man. Shout out to Nunez for talking his shit. I totally agree. 100%. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to do subliminals. They're trying to PMT. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to provoke a situation, man. They want to get the reaction. They're trying to provoke, get the reaction. Then they're going to go tell. They're going to tell everybody that he got up underneath the skin of Devin Haney. He's not focused. He's in his feelings. And that's a bad look for him to go into a fight of this magnitude, being upset and angry. We've seen it before, dog. But I truly believe what Nunez said. And you say Devin chasing the bag. Why shouldn't he not? What's wrong with y'all? Why shouldn't he not chase the bag? The man is already, wealthy enough. He lived a fluent lifestyle. Why shouldn't he get paid? Like, if I'm going to sit up here and ingratiate Teofimo Lopez for negotiating himself with Lomachenko, come on, man. If I'm going to praise Teofimo Lopez for standing his ground, man, and going into a purse bid, then what am I going to say about Devin Haney in this particular situation? They had their own thoughts about stepping into the fight, though they're all about the money, which this doesn't have a retirement plan. So you got to get paid as much as possible, build your businesses, get your investments, or whatever the case may be. So when it's time for you to hang up the gloves, man, you have residual income to support yourself. It's huge. That's big. I thought Haney should have waited till the dust settles between Loma and Tio. the dust did settle, didn't it? Because T.O. made it perfectly clear, lucid, that he was moving to 140 because it was tough for him to make the weight. And plus, if he would have waited on T.O., he would have been waiting and then fighting somebody else that no one wants to see. T.O. was in surgery. T.O. had surgery for injuries. So him waiting on T.O., T.O. wasn't going to step back in there for a rematch because he had injuries. So Devin would have made himself look even more, to a point where he's just out here chasing, you know what I'm saying, playing catch up or whatever. In this case, I can actually say that he wanted to fight Kambosos. He wanted to fight Teofimo. But, somehow they was putting him on the shelf for whatever reasons behind the scene. But now he there. It's not for the money that we would think that Devin Haney would take, but he's there. The fight is his. 2K in the building. Salute to you. They say this is prize fighting. It's about the bag and the belts. Man, talk to him, bro. It's prize fighting in this camp. One of my pet peeves to myself is not to speak on another man's pocket and be mad that they getting some type of money, because I'm not in the negotiation process. Maybe if I was more so affiliated with boxers, as in Showtime, affiliated on a team or something, then yeah. Even though I rock hard with Team Williams, I'm not it's not my role to be in negotiation process or nothing like that. But they negotiate how they negotiate, man. Once again, big shout out to my guy Showtime Shaw News with the dime on deck. You know what I'm saying? With the 10 10 10 on deck. You know what I'm saying? With the half a dub. Devin and Bill go and take it. Devin and Bill go and take it. This your shot. We respect the grind. Yeah, man, we respect the grind, bro. The press conference is about to get a little saucy. You know what I'm saying? This is where it gets a little saucy at. All right, this is where it gets a little saucy. You put all the little spices in there. This is where the pepper starts to, you taste it. That's good. You know what I'm saying? You sprinkle some salt in that motherfucker. Taste it again. Let me spin the reel.
Oh, I mean, he's amazing. He's both a great person outside the ring, as well as being a great fighter inside the ring. And come June 5th, the world is going to get a chance to see. It's a lot of different dimensions to his game. He has an arsenal full of different things, a toolbox full of different things. And come June 5th, the world will get a chance to see how much he'll put on display.
So, Devin, can I ask you, your style of fighting, having seen George in action as well, tell us how you will approach this fight, what you'll do over the next 2 months, the training regime, the sparring regime, to be able to become the undisputed world champion.
I think there was more this is one of the dumbest. I'm just saying, like, that was an extremely loaded question, and you think about the level of this fight. You're asking him to basically be descriptive about his plans on heading into this fight, which is not going to happen. That's very, very confidential. I mean, it sounds good, coming out your mouth and everything to the people, but why would he talk about his plans and sparring and everything else? Why would he do that? That's not going to happen. That's absurdity, man. That's real talk. That's preposterous for that question, that loaded ass 3 question, whatever, question marks everywhere, dancing. God damn it, he ain't gonna give you all that information.
I think George is a great fighter, and I've been asking for the top fighters for a while now, and I finally have, gotten one of them that's in their prime, that's coming off the biggest win of their career. So I'm happy about that. But what I will do is go in there and handicap George of the things that he does best. I will take away from him and make it an easy night.
Bill?
Devin said he would handicap George and make it an easy night, and you're gonna have to prove that. You're gonna have to prove it. And what I'm saying is not in respect that he can't do it. when you say you're going to handicap somebody, you're going to disable their strengths, then you're going to have to go in there and walk that walk.
Thank you very much for joining us. If I can ask you, Devin, just to finish up from there before we open it to the world's media, tell me, what's your message to the people of America and here in Melbourne, Australia, and Georgia's fans about what you're going to bring to Marvel Stadium in 2 months' time?
Oh, thank you to all the fans that's tuned in, all the fans in Australia, all the fans in the U.S., all the Georgia's fans, all of my fans. Without you guys, this fight wouldn't have been able to get made. So I want to say thank you guys for that. And tune in June 5th. It's going to be a hell of a fight, the biggest fight of the year by far, and it's for all the marbles. So it will be final. It will finally be a king of the lightweight division, and it will be me.
Devin and Bill, thank you. Stay with us for some questions from our media ensemble who are here. George, I want to put it to you. That's a man there who's a fine athlete. He's a wonderful person by the sounds of things as well, and well-credentialed. Humble man, wanting to be a champion. You've got those belts in front of you. He wants to take them away. Have you got a final message for the world's media today?
I respect that. But he says he will finish his fight as a king. What's a king to an emperor? I am the emperor. I've gone and done that, and now I will conquer even more. So, I respect it. He's a good kid.
Right there, once again, trying to peel back the skin, trying to peel back the scar tissue that he believes that Devin has, as far as when it comes to sensitivity, in my opinion. He's a good kid, but he's only 3 years older than Devin. You know what I'm saying? And it's trash talk on one side of the spectrum, but yet it is disrespectful when it comes to the man sitting up there with his pops. You know what I'm saying? I know that he didn't ask his pops to be in attendance, but Bill is always there, and they are a business, they are a team, they are family, and he's a good kid. He's pretty much trying to disrespect Devin and his father at the same time. Because once again, he's trying to say, yeah, you're raising a kid, he ain't a man yet. And to Devin, you're a kid. You know what I'm saying? Continue to stick next to your father and let him chaperone you through your career, and you'll be okay. That's pretty much what he said in a nutshell. He's just being disrespectful. But in boxing, it's a lot of disrespectful shit that goes on. Real talk. I mean, come on. I mean, I'm not too agitated about it. But he's being disrespectful, man.
Just know that we chose you. Yeah, I respect that. But he says he will finish his fight as a king. What's a king to an emperor? I am the emperor. I've gone and done that, and now I will conquer even more. So, I respect it. He's a good kid. But just know that we chose you. We looked for the biggest fights. Could have fought anybody. There's a reason why. So, June 5th, looking forward to it.
June 5th is going to be great. These two amazing athletes, amazing fighters, courage personified, going toe-to-toe for the undisputed lightweight championship of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, and my colleagues from the media, now gives me great pleasure to open the floor for questions to both Devin Haney and George Kambosos.
Hi, Devin and Bill. Just one for each of you, please. Devin, George has proven himself as a real road warrior. He's won all over the world. Just want to know what gives you confidence that you can come down and perform in front of a really hostile crowd. It's going to be something really different for you. And Bill, just in terms of his camp, will you change anything up with different time zones? I'm just interested in how you'll approach piecing together his camp for this fight as well.
First off, I want to start off by saying I'm not a kid, so he can stop calling me a kid. I'm a man, and I will show him that in the ring. Respect me as a man, and if he doesn't want to respect me as a man, I'll gain the respect in the ring. And second of all, he can say that he chose me, but that's not the truth. He was forced into this fight. He did not want to fight me, and up until today, he did not want to sign the contract. Up until today, so he can say what he want to say. He did not choose me. He was forced into it.
Really different for you. And Bill, just in terms of his camp, will you change anything up with different time zones? I'm just interested in how you'll approach piecing together his camp for this fight as well.
First off, I want to start off by saying I'm not a kid, so he can stop calling me a kid. I'm a man, and I will show him that in the ring. Respect me as a man, and if he doesn't want to respect me as a man, I'll gain the respect in the ring. And second of all,
At this point in time, right, hearing that, he was addressed as a kid, you know what I'm saying? It comes down to, he's just trying to be antagonistic and malicious at this point in time, which is trash talking. I don't overthink it. You know what I'm saying? I don't overthink the shit, but it is disrespectful when your pops is there, though. He's trying to disrespect every so, slightly Devin Haney and Bill at the same time. But to the Haneys, they've been there, done that already. They heard the shit before. They probably didn't get. I know they definitely didn't get this energy from Gamboa, because when he was no, he didn't get that shit from Gamboa. He didn't get the shit from Linares. He didn't get this type of energy from Jojo Diaz. No, definitely didn't get it from Alfredo Santiago, Abdulayev, and all those people. So it's been several fights where Devin Haney hasn't gotten this resistance yet. He's getting it. You know what I'm saying? He's getting this buzz, and it has everything to do with who he is in life. You know what I'm saying? He's a grown ass man. He's an adult, but from a foreigner like Kambosos, he is leaning toward, just like Nunez said. Nunez said he's leaning into it. Yes, I agree. I wholeheartedly believe Tio would have knocked Kambosos in a rematch. Kambosos really lucked up 20 mil off one win against Tio. Like, once again, whoever negotiated, whatever the numbers are, I have to stay on code, as my boy Dion say, because I don't really care about the numbers. Now, just because I speak of the numbers Devin Haney took, I'm really very empty about speaking on it. It's very shallow to me, because they're stepping in the ring. I've been asking for a fight for him to get the titles when it didn't happen with Teofimo Lopez. I just felt the energy for Devin kind of sizzled down and smoldered a little bit after T.O. lost the belts. I say, shit, Devin still has a title. Kambosos is here. And then it's almost like a straggler. Like, it seems like Devin became a straggler in the eyes of YouTube outside of the T.O. loss. Because they was pushing for him to fight Teofimo Lopez. And T.O. loses the belts and people become quiescent. You know what I'm saying? It's very quiet. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? Is trash talking, but it's unbecoming and cringy. It's very unbecoming. You know why it's unbecoming? Because people have not been present to hear someone come at Devin Haney and build like this. They really haven't. Like, I'm not talking about the YouTube shit, because none of these cats on YouTube is fighting. But I'm talking about a fighter that he's stepping into the ring with. You haven't seen someone dress up like that and phonetically go in there with a purpose to undersize Devin Haney's superstar. They want to undersize that shit. They want to depreciate the value. He said, "What's a king to an emperor?" He really trying to believe that shit. He really, trying to convince people that he's the emperor. D-Ray Promotion say Devin gonna put that "what's my name" kid ass whipping respectfully on George, man. That's what we hoping for, bro. For real. Let's get back to the presser.
He could say that he chose me, but that's not the truth. He was forced into this fight. He did not want to fight me, and up until today, he did not want to sign the contract. Up until today, so he can say what he want to say. He did not choose me. He was forced into it.
You were chosen, boy. And, you were chosen.
Can you repeat the question for me again? No, I wasn't chosen.
You were chosen.
No, you were forced.
So I can tell you right now. Do you want to? Let's just go back one split second.
He was forced into it.
You were chosen, boy.
And,
you were chosen.
Can you repeat the question?
So he went back. You was chosen, boy. You was chosen. That's intentional. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You know what I'm saying? The host who's behind the podium said it. And then it's been reiterated once again by George Kambosos. He called the man a boy. He addressed him down. He addressed him down. He addressed him down as a boy. Once again, he addressed him down as a boy. Phonetic inferiority at its best when it comes to trash talking. People are going to say, well, it's not racist. Well, he's leaning very heavily towards being disrespectful and discriminatory. Period. Doesn't matter what you think, man. This is not to be, brushed up under the rug. When we see him being a scoundrel, we see, the Australian host trying to ruffle feathers himself, and he's not the one splitting the ropes on fight night, June 5th. He warmed it up. This boy. And then Kambosos went behind him and he laughed. But see, check this out though. They made Devin Haney apologize for saying, he'll never lose to a white boy. They made him apologize. But see, the only thing with Kambosos not having to apologize because he just called him a boy. He didn't put color to it. If Kambosos would have said black boy, then it would have been a whole nother firestorm on here. People would have been losing their fucking mind. He's a racist. Off with his head. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, shout out to Showtime Shaw. Goddamn, with half a hundo. With half a hundo. Hey, big salute to you. One love, my brother. Real talk. Appreciate you very much, man. Devin got his shot for greatness way before Tank Davis. They have to respect the Team Haney grind. Devin and Bill go and turn up. Y'all got the sauce now. Dang. Showtime has basically blessed them with the sauce. He said they got the sauce now. Man, hey, don't nobody tell me who to support. I pretty much do that on my own, but hey, I'm going with Team Haney on this, bro. I don't care. I don't ride off what other people think. I'm going off Team Haney. Like, Showtime said, they got the sauce, man. Go in there and put that sauce on George Kambosos. Get those titles, man. Do a photo op for a whole month straight. You're going to have the franchise all the way down, dog. Go get that shit. Force a rematch. That's what it is. But big salute, man. One love to Showtime Shaw with the donation. Half a hundo. Appreciate you, big dog. 2K, the racism is real. People act like, it's all of a sudden becomes a touchy subject when you want to pin racism to a statement. I just don't pin racism to just simple shit. Like when it comes down to him calling him a boy, yeah, you're trying to degrade the man. You're trying to humiliate him. You know what I'm saying? That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to make light of who he is in the public eye. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to do it insidiously. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to be insidious, dog. You're trying to think that you being clever and shit, that nobody can pick up on what you're doing. No, fuck that. He said, haha, you said, goddamn. I have, because I'm going to be honest with you. Like, mad respect for Showtime. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy. You know what I'm saying? In a good way. You know what I'm saying? Because you say that's my man's. People are like, oh my God, what's wrong with it? Hey man, that's a man. He's doing great things in his media shit. Real talk. He got his daughters coming up. And I knew him before all this started taking place. So, like I told him, they can't say I'm doing this and that and I'm just jumping on the bandwagon. No, man, we was kicking it before that. He the one introduced me to the Russell brothers. Antoine and Antonio. That's the first interview I got with the Russell brothers when I met him and his people you know, for that fight at the Barclays. Real talk, man. We helped each other out with the media shit. So yeah, he's been the only one to donate that. It just goes to show you, man, it's out there. You know, people fuck with you. They're gonna goddamn help you out. They're gonna assist. They're gonna support the channel. I don't have to tell you anything less. You know what I'm saying? Um, let's get back to finishing up this presser.
Question for me again. No, I wasn't chosen.
You were chosen.
No, it was forced.
You
It was
got forced
You
in
didn't
this
want this
position.
fight. You didn't
got
want this
forced in
fight.
position. I'll take the same deal as
You said
Loma
what?
does. I'll take the same deal as Loma. Yeah, you're on a
And
different
what I do?
broadcast.
And what did I
You're
do?
on a different
And what did I do?
broadcast. You're on a different
And what did I do?
broadcast. That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. Because I knew I could beat you.
Show me June 5th.
I trusted my skills so much that I knew, no matter what, I'd fight you anywhere, wherever. I'd fight you in your backyard if I had to, because I know that I'm gonna beat you, and you'll see June 5th.
I'll be waiting.
June 5th, there we go. It was going so nicely there for a while too, wasn't
Yeah.
it, ladies and gentlemen? But you can see the fighter's instinct.
He's upset, Eddie.
So much on the line.
So there you go. That's his whole entire purpose right there. George Kambosos said he's upset. He's upset. That was his purpose, period. And it happens in boxing. Come on, man. Let's not act like this is all new to the game. It happens in boxing. He tried. You know what I'm saying? And you know the way Devin responded, he seemed he seemed to growl a bit. You know, his voice was seemed a little bit agitated. Yeah, we can say that. You know what I'm saying? But you know, he was called a boy by Kambosos and the host. You know what I'm saying? And also, you know, he wants to say he was chosen, as if, hey, we selected you. Other than that, you wouldn't be in this position. So pay homage. No, that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? Well, he really wanted to fight Lomachenko. So in that perspective, he might have been chosen because they was trying their best not to fight him. You know what I'm saying? Hold on for a second. Done. Dada said, I missed this. I was dealing with that half a hundo. I'm not defending Kambosos, but Haney does act like a kid ever since I heard him ask Linares, do I got power? But he's only 23. I can see, like, look, I'm all about neutral reporting. I'm all about that sometime. You know what I'm saying? Unless that fighter is just on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But I know Dada obviously feels some type of way about Haney, but I'm not gonna go against and provide him with this over the top resistance on his comment, because I get what you're saying. Even me, like I remember what I'm saying. I hold myself accountable first and foremost. I even place criticism out there on him asking Linares, do he has power in front of the camera? No, never do that. No, you provide ammunition for people to create content. So I'm not going to go against and say you just hating on Devin, because I agreed when that shit popped off and he asked. I say, nah, bro, nah, fuck that. Don't ask Linares anything. You got the win. I don't give a fuck what he think about me. When I look at my box rec, his name is in green. When Devin Haney look on his box rec, Jorge Linares is in green. Period. You know what I'm saying? It's no debating that shit. At this point, Kambosos think his shit don't stink. You know, he's showing his ego, man. I seen it when he was down here in the A. You know what I'm saying? I seen it when he was down in here in the A, but to each his own. Men is gonna be men, bro. I'm pretty sure plenty of people, said I was like that in the military because I was just felt that that's just the way I was as a person. I don't consider myself back then stuck up or anything, but what I experienced in my childhood, I just was closed down a bit and I just stayed to myself. I felt like um it was more for me to account for a smaller group of people to include myself than for a whole group of people that can influence how you walk in life. They can lie on you, they can sabotage what you got going on. Nah, I just never been that person. So, goddamn Kambosos talking his shit. Yeah, yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Is he being ignorant? Absolutely. Absolutely. He's being ignorant, man. You know what I'm saying? He's being a bit belligerent on the weighing heavy on the side of prejudice. Did he call T.O. a kid as well? I could be wrong. No, he didn't call T.O. a kid, bro. Somebody get the timestamp. You know what I'm saying? Get the timestamp, daughter. I never heard him call T.O. a kid. Get the timestamp, bro. I did not hear to the lead up that he was calling T.O. a kid. How would that work? You know what I'm saying? He's older than T.O., obviously. But I never heard him call T.O. a kid. I just didn't hear it, man. If someone has that information, you know what I'm saying, and I may be wrong, present the timestamp. I would appreciate it. Drop the link, Drop me the link. Hit me on a DM or email or whatever. Let me know. Because I don't think I ever heard him call Tio a boy. Well, not too much leaning towards the kid, but I didn't hear him call him a boy. Did anybody else hear him call Tio a boy?
Just feel it. The secondary question was to George.
No, the second one was to Bill. I'm just interested in how
What am I going to be upset about? I'm about to become undisputed. This is a dream come true for me. What am I upset about?
You sound very angry. You sound very upset. I want to see that energy when you step in here in June 5th with me. Just answer the question.
You got it, bro.
Come on, Bill. Answer it for him.
Yeah, Bill, I just want to know about your camp.
Hey, you don't tell me what to do. I answer the question when I want to answer the question. If you tell me to answer the question, I'm not answering it.
Bill looks like a...
I think this is what Dada was talking about earlier. You know what I'm saying? It's a bit cringy. That Kambosos was doing. This is when cringy bleeds over to the effect. You know what I'm saying? The shock and awe process. This is where you see the effect of someone being cringy. Kambosos was being cringy. And it finally came out. And it forced a laugh. You know what I'm saying? Even though it wasn't something that it wasn't a genuine laugh. It was more so a laughter of probably frustration, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. It was probably laughter of frustration because he kept trying to insinuate that Devin Haney was upset. He was ill-tempered. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't in control. Kambosos was trying to make it believable that he was indeed the emperor and he was playing around with the kings. And when he was sitting up here say, okay, Bill, once again, he was talking to the father and not Devin Haney, trying to insinuate that, hey, Bill, be the father. Your kid is up here, doing some shit that doesn't look good. It's not a good look for him. So Devin had to step up. At this moment that I just played, that is the only time where I felt like Devin was kind of, showing the silver spoon type response. I'm gonna be honest, man. This was the only time during, this exchange right here that I felt that he was indeed giving us the silver spoon type, frolicky, jovial type, kitty type response. This was the only time doing it. Let's go back to it a little bit.
Champ, look at his dress. His dressed like me, sharp.
Me, what I'm be upset about?
Sound very angry. Sound very upset. I want to see that energy when you step in here in June 5th with me.
I don't know what they're laughing at. Real talk, I don't know what Bill. I don't know what y'all laughing at. Like, I don't know, man. I'm not sure what is funny about what's been going on at this presser because Kambosos has been absolutely trying to tap dance on your head, with disrespect. He's been trying to goddamn stir some shit up. He's been having a slingshot effect going. Every time you answer a question calmly, he come back with something else disrespectful. He put another pebble in there. He send that motherfucker down range. Ping. You get hit upside the head too much. Hey, guess what? You're gonna start getting a little bit peeved. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna become upset. And I do agree with what Kambosos said. I do believe that Devin was upset. He was irritable. Yes, I believe all of, he was becoming a little gritty by force. Devin had to jump out of the pocket. He's regular low key type of dude. But him and Bill laughing, I don't know what they was laughing about because it really wasn't shit that I would want to laugh with my pops because they addressed me as a boy and then they addressed him as a kid. I don't have no grins. I keep that Tony Harrison pressure. He should have said, "Man, fuck you. You're a cornball." You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of cornballs in Australia. You ain't nothing but another cornball. Shout out to Showtime Shaw once again with the dub. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. Appreciate you, big dog. Real talk, one love once again, man. Showtime Shaw News on deck. Subscribe, support. Man, he been loading up today. Hey, I ain't gonna lie, this is the most anybody ever supported my channel. I appreciate you. Real talk. Grateful. Thank you. It's much appreciated. Devin and Bill, stay on point. Don't let them push that angry black man on y'all. Turn up. June 5th, you got the sauce. Showtime Shaw been there before. Yeah, man, don't let them put the angry black man. Yeah. You see that? You see what's going on? Absolutely. I agree, man. You see it. You see it. Let's listen to this shit again. Once again, shout out to Showtime Shaw News, man.
You got it, bro. June 5th.
I'll be waiting.
June 5th, there we go. It was going so nicely there for a while too, wasn't
Yeah.
it, ladies and gentlemen? But you can see the fighter's instinct.
He's upset, Eddie.
So much on the line, you can just feel it. The secondary question was to George.
No, the second one was to Bill. I was just interested in how
What am I going to be upset about? I'm about to become undisputed. This is a dream come true for me. What am I be upset about?
Sound very angry. Sound very upset. I want to see that energy when you step in here in June 5th with me. Just answer the question.
You got it, bro.
Come on, Bill. Answer it for him.
Yeah, Bill, I just want to know about your camp.
Hey, you don't tell me what to do. You don't tell me what to do. I answer the question when I want to answer the question. If you tell me to answer the question, I'm not answering it.
Bill looks like a world champion. Look how he's dressed. He's dressed like me, sharp, in the suit. Devin forgot the suit. I don't know if he owns one, but this is fun.
I don't need to wear that. I want to wear these belts on June 5th. I'm gonna show you how to wear the belts on June 5th.
Reality.
I thought there was a little, jerkiness there with the response. It wasn't as fluent as I was like from Devin. I think that's what Dada was talking about earlier. He thought that Kambosos won the press conference. If that's indeed the case, it would be this right here. It'll be this exchange right here because, he pretty much addressed his father to answer the question. Also, he talked about how Devin was dressed. Once again, I'm not going to get into this dressing shit because I praise a press conference like no other with Tony Harrison, Jamel Charlo. Tony Harrison came in, you know what I'm saying? He had a sweat top, and that's one of the best motherfucking presses you would see. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everybody don't wear suits. One of the largest grossing fights in boxing with Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. Conor came in here dressing like he was trying to be Floyd. You know what I'm saying? And then Floyd just wearing slacks and a regular shirt, been there, done that already. So I don't put too much emphasis in Devin showing up in a suit because at the end of the day, it's still not going to elevate any respect from Kambosos for him to come in there and be dressed like his pops. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to do anything. Yeah, Kambosos, man, where's this presser? Where are you at? You in your hometown. So if you want to wear a suit, cool. You dress down. I mean, you did you dress formally, but it is what it is, man. I mean, dressing don't have nothing to do. Bill came in there dressed the part. You know what I'm saying? Bill threw on a damn white collar shirt and on a black blazer. Why? Because it looks good on camera. I know this. Black look good on camera. Just that's why Kambosos has on a black blazer, and that's why Bill does too. And Devin has on a black hoodie. You know what I'm saying?
It is kicking in. You ain't gonna go near them. This is just a dream for you. Just enjoy it.
Bill, can we get you to answer
Dream
the
come
question,
true.
maybe? Bill, the question was.
Yes, sir. Can we get a repeat on the question, sir?
We can.
I was happened to be enjoying these fine young champions.
See, you see how smooth Bill is, right? You see how smooth Bill is. Bill, man, his delivery, his comeback, man, no hesitation. No jerk back and forth like you got a bad clutch. No, when Bill shift gears, he shift gears. That's just point blank. Period. There's separation and trash talking between Bill and his son Devin, dog. Bill will come back, man. It ain't no hesitation, dog.
Your camp and the changes you're going to make, having to travel all the way down here, different time zones, acclimatizing. I mean, what sort of challenge is this for you as a trainer to get all this right ahead of the fight?
This advertisement, and I'm going to pause this for a second and get to the chat. Have to be more attentive to the chat and don't let the comments flow too high. Exactly. Tony Harrison did not hold nothing back with Jamel Charlo. I need that energy with Haney, not Bill. And Dada, I agree with you on that, man. I agree with you. 100%. I agree. Radford said Devin has to identify himself as the champion undisputed. Yes, man. Yeah. I mean, I just felt at the end, if anybody's going to say that the press conference was won by Kambosos, that would be it. When Kambosos addressed, that his father should answer questions to Devin, and then just the way Devin was responding in a way that um it was fun. It was delightful. You know what I'm saying? He was just having a little fun back in the day. I can't even tell you. I mean, I don't even think I had that type of gippy attitude when I was back in Atlanta. It was too much going on. I never was that dude, dog. But I understand what people can say that he was providing a little quirkiness, with trying to respond to Kambosos. And Kambosos is in certain ways, he does try to act like he's the older fighter, and and how he expressed himself and addressed Devin. He does. Is it maturity? Possibly. You know what I'm saying he's 26, possibly, dog. And he's married already. Family will do it to you. Kambosos is married already. Devin's not married. Family, when it comes down to it, it matures a man. A kid will mature a man. To some of us. See, Cam never said Bill answer for him. I'm not the only one that sees it, although I praise Bill as a great father. Yeah, man. Shout out to Bill, man, for what he's done. I'm not gonna take anything from him. What he got, what he was able to get his son thus far in his career. I'm not gonna criticize that shit. What's good there, Mark Nash on deck? What they do? I did enjoy watching Bill maintain his professionalism on the big cameras after watching him engaging with the riffraff on the YouTube jungle. Yes, sir. And you know what it is there, Andrew? Man, you know what it is. Bill has been in these YouTube Serengeti, man. He's been in all the damn alleyways and the deep dark pockets on this YouTube shit. And then you see him on here and a fighter is disrespecting his son. He's not saying, hold up, Devin, hold up, Devin, hold up, Devin. See, that's where you're going wrong, Gag. You're not going to sit up here. He didn't do none of that. We done seen Bill at work. He let Devin fight them battles. Devin's going to be the one answering the bell June 5th, not Bill. So it is what it is, man. He did what he's supposed to. Bill is the spokesperson. He's the mouthpiece when he want to. But if they would have had church up in there now, let's hold on. If church would have been a church would have goddamn been over talking Devin. Hey, he is the man with the plan. Church would have been on some all other shit. We about to get to church, bro. Bill smooth as hell, no stuttering, no hesitation. He learned a lot from Floyd. Man, yeah, man. Bill's delivery, the way he transitioned, man, is levels above Devin. And it's not a competition. I'm not putting them in a competition with one another. But of course, Bill is in his 50s like I am, and Devin is growing up. He's youthful. So it's a lot. It's a huge gap of maturity there. Let's be realistic. You're talking about father, son. You know what I'm saying? Father, son. It's supposed to be a gap of maturity. Big props to Bill. Bill is giving Devin the avenue. It's up to Devin to take the wheel. Once again, 100% correct. It is up to Devin to take the wheel and drive that motherfucker, dog. I mean, I'm gonna tell you straight up what Kambosos is implying. Kambosos is pretty much insinuating the silver spoon effect. How Devin has had the life of affluence and really haven't had to work for shit like some other people. Getting out the grind. You know what I'm saying? Getting out the dirt, having to struggle. Like my boy Josh Greer, he has a tattoo on it at the top of his chest. It say no struggle, no progress. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people believe that Devin didn't have no struggle to progress. He just learned how to progress because he was in that type of family, that family setting of affluency. That's what they feel with Devin. And I'm gonna say some real shit to you. A lot of people believe that where George Kambosos is trying to go is that how Devin is able to handle those tense situations. Like Dada said, he should take the wheel, but Devin kind of gives off the vibe like he's used to being chauffeured around. It's just some real shit. Like people believe that he's used to having a chauffeur, so he really don't have to pay attention to taking the wheel. We're talking about a generalization in life or maturity, taking the wheel, making command decisions, and progressing based off those command decisions you made. It's a lot more you're going to learn when you're in the driver's seat and you have to make those twists and turns, whether they be good and bad, to get where you need to be. But some of that shit is not going to go down in your life experiences if you being chauffeured around. You know what I'm saying? Take it how you feel. But you know what I'm talking about. Sitting in the back seat, being chauffeured around is different than being behind the wheel and really have to pay attention to what the traffic's like. Black Belt Ben said, I think Devin was just in an unfamiliar setting. I think the second presser, Devin's going to let his hair hang. That's the first time I heard the hair hang. Devin's hair always been short. You know what I'm saying? I get you though, bro. Devin gonna let his hair hang. Devin is in the same position Tank used to be in when he started to do PPV presses. Yeah, because Floyd will take over. Well, one thing I can say about Tank, now let's be honest. Tank was never shy for trash talking now. Come on now. Tank was never shy for trash talking. He just needed to be coached. He needed to be coached on how to trash talk. Because if you come on there and you dropping the N-word over and over again, and you just bringing that Baltimore out every time, people are not going to want to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? They're going to criticize you and say, your maturity in speaking to the press needs to improve. You got a lot of work to do, buddy. There's too much slang in there. And then they start getting with them, teaching them, taking them through the motions and everything. And Javante started improving at the pressers. Like he really started to tighten up, really started to be professional. You know what I'm saying? Even when I asked him a question, I say, so how do you think your power transferred over at 140 to Mario Barrios? Instead of him saying, man, that was a dumbass question, I didn't think it was a dumbass question because he was in the ring, not me. And just because you move up in weight as a smaller fighter, you, that doesn't automatically mean your power is transferring over like you felt at 135 or 130. You know what I'm saying? His knockout of Leo Santa Cruz is not the way his knockout looked at Mario Barrios. So that's what I was trying to imply. So he said, you was there. You seen the fight. What you think? Instead of me saying, well, it didn't look like it did with Leo Santa Cruz. Different fighter, bigger fighter. Yes, you did stop him. But I was just asking the question on how you felt as far as your power for the first time being at 140. But I attribute the way he answered me, Javante, off them grooming him to handle the press. And he's came a long way. And I totally agree, what Black Belt said. He's came a long freaking way. And you know what else I had a chance to see was that when he finished his second fight down here in the A with Mario Barrios, they brought in Hackett, and when the cameras went off, I forgot his name, the brother. He worked with TMT. I forgot his name, man. But he took Jaleel Hackett up there and sat him down, and they was going over, like, rehearsing how he should address the media. So I thought that was great. I thought that was very, very conducive to when Jaleel Hackett is presented post-fight presser, and he goes out there and talk to the damn media. So it kind of gave me an understanding, like, okay, now I can see what happened with Javante Davis' process, and also I can see Jaleel Hackett, who didn't have a fight on that card. He's in here practicing. He's in here rehearsing.
To the Victorian government, and both, I have to say again, Peter Khan, who's also offered us first class treatment to come over and train and get ready to give the people the fight that they're clamoring for, to make sure that these two gentlemen are well taken care of, and it's a fight that's going to be settled in the ring. I know that it's something that Kambosos made as the last option. I have a lot of respect for him and Jim, but Devin was the last option. And alhamdulillah, God doesn't make any mistakes. Now it's set forth to June 5th. Everything will be finalized and settled. Shout out to Bob Arum and Top Rank for providing this platform, and ESPN. It's going to be a heck of a fight. We plan to come out a month in advance to Australia. Hopefully, we can get a chance to do some media and also put in the work that we want to need and get adjusted to the climate.
And that's how you do it. Bill referred to Devin Haney, his son, and George Kambosos as two gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? Very smooth. And also, you see how he just bled that over and say, yeah, we was the last option. Like, come on, listen to it, man. How smooth a transition that was. We was the last option. Let's get that straight. When you say I'm chosen, yeah, you chose us as a last option. What did I tell y'all right from the beginning? I told you they was looking for Lomachenko, bro. That's right after Kambosos. The weekend he fought, he was headed over there to Vegas for a press tour. And I was telling my listeners, I was like, man, he don't want Devin. He wants Lomachenko. He wants Lomachenko, period. But he's going to clown around and act like he's waiting on Javante. He's waiting on, Devin and Lomachenko. But really, he was waiting on Lomachenko. That's all. And what Bill just said, he thought his, he thanked his supreme being, you know what I'm saying, his most high, that it all circled back to Devin Haney, and they're in the position they are now to get this fight. Smooth. We all know that Bill can speak that. He can talk that shit. And he can do it very, very smoothly, fluently, and that's something Devin has to work on. Devin has to become more acclimated to the media and basically speak for itself in a sense. Not that he didn't speak for himself today, but I'm talking about as far as showing up to the presser like this solo. It's gonna come a time in order for him to break that mold with showing up with Bill, he's gonna have to start showing up individually and answering the hard questions by himself. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know what Devin would act like if his father wasn't in the presence. We don't know. He might have went off. You know what I'm saying? Because that white boy stuff, you never lose to a white boy. This blends into this fight right here. It does, man. Ever since he said that, who is he fought? Come on, man. Come on. Run that shit back. Spin the reel. Since he made that comment, who has he fought? Has he fought a white boy yet, so to speak? I'm just letting me know. I'm not bringing up old motherfucker. I'm not digging up motherfucking old roots and shit. But I'm telling you, like Gamboa ain't white, Linares ain't white, JoJo ain't white. Kambosos, in my opinion, he's the closest. So he definitely has to go in there and defeat Kambosos because he did make the statement. Not the trash talking part. I just meant the retorts and stuff like that. Most of the retorts that Devin had today was in response to the trash talking, their black belt. That's all I'm saying, Ben. You know what I'm saying? It was more so in response to thereof. I think a lot of people are waiting for him to respond such as Bill did. Bill gave you that fluency, that fluidity. Jaleel Hackett, my homie, real close with him. All right, for sure. Yeah, I seen them grooming Jaleel to address the media. I seen that shit. I said, all right, that's what's up. That's cool, man. Shit. Good shit, man. Actually, my homie sponsors Jaleel Hackett. All right, that's what's up. Jaleel is up and rising. You know what I'm saying? He has a lot of push behind him. So, keep your eyes open for Jaleel Hackett, man. That's another father and son, Bernard Hackett, his father. I'm pretty sure he's still in the stable training his son. I haven't heard anything different, but that's another father-son tandem that's going on. I truly believe he wanted Tank, but TMT does not care about belts, so he went on to Loma then Haney. I don't know, man. That's tough for me to sign up and check the box with you on that, daughter. I don't know about that shit. I don't know if he wanted Tank. Tank, in my opinion, Tank will stop him. In my opinion, Gervonta will stop Kambosos. In my opinion, he will stop him. And it will be in brutal fashion, too. We saw what T.O. did, right? And T.O. wasn't even 100%. Imagine what Gervonta will do to him. It won't be no Esau Cruz shit. The style of Kambosos and the way he fatigues, man, please. Gervonta, I would give Kambosos potentially, I'm pushing it with 5 rounds. 5 to 6. 5 to 6, bro. Gervonta would have destroyed Kambosos. He would have knocked all the motherfucking neon colors. Kambosos didn't really want Tank either. I think he wanted Loma first and Garcia second. That's what I'm saying, man. Like Bill said, he said they was the last choice, man. They was the last choice. But yet Kambosos was saying that they chose him. Yeah, you had to choose him because somehow, some way, the play was at hand. The play was in. That it was said that Lomachenko, the government approved him to return to train, and then all of a sudden, when they tried to reach out to Loma, it was no response. So then his manager, Egas, he was like, "Stop lying on my fighters." He was talking to the Tweety Birds, Mike Coppinger and all them guys. He said, "Stop lying on my fighters and shit like that." Chill. You don't know what the fuck you talking about, all this other shit. So pretty much, come to find out, a statement came out and Loma said no, he chose to stay over there and defend his country. But I'm just gonna tell you. I'm just gonna tell you what I heard. All right. I heard that Loma's been training in Greece. I heard that Loma's been on like a detail over there. He hadn't even been on the front lines. Real talk. And that's somebody who's close enough to the scene to give me some truth. I heard he's not even on the front lines. He ain't fighting. He's over there. He's been, training in Greece, just like Oleksandr Usyk. Yep. Yep. Devin Young, I think he should have let some of that killer Cali grime come out. I agree, man. Like, listen, when you're a black man in front of the cameras, you don't have to sit up here and act reserved. We wouldn't have felt no type of way if he would have gave us that Tony Harrison energy. It wouldn't be no ghetto. It wouldn't be no slang. It wouldn't be no thug. It wouldn't be no angry black man shit. If Devin would have came out and talked this shit to Kambosos, look, Kambosos would have said what he said. He would have said, "Oh, he's angry. I got him." He just need to work on his trash talking delivery because it wasn't as calm and sly as what Kambosos was doing. Kambosos was talking as if he was 26. He was putting it out there heavy in a carefree type of trash talking mentality. Like he was smooth with it a bit. But yet he was saying some shit that had sharp tips to it. Like he was really putting some poignant type sharp ass tips with poison on that shit. Especially with the boy, especially with the kid. Yeah, man. He was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna ruffle some feathers today. Yeah. Hey, host. You warm it up. Take him through the warm-up phase. Say this boy. That them black fighters, them black men, they hate being called boys. If you address him as a boy, it won't look as bad as when I address him as a boy. So if you say it first, go ahead, and then sooner or later in the press, I'm gonna do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna do teamwork here, and that's exactly what fuck happened. It was teamwork with the Australians. They both addressed Devin Haney as a boy, and Devin Haney did look a little pissed. He did, wouldn't you? See, my delivery would be a whole lot different. I would goddamn, I would burn Kambosos down. You know what I'm saying? Even when I was younger, man, my play with words was just on a whole nother level. But I mean, Kambosos did what he did. I'll give him the slight edge in this presser. But the fighter isn't to June 5th, man. I mean, the fight isn't to June 5th. Real talk. The fight is so far away. Come on, man. There's going to be plenty of other pressers out there. WC has not to be intrusive. But what was your duty in the military? Communications. Data. Hold on for a second. Yeah, I was a data chief officer. I dealt with future current operations. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to get too far in detail about that. They don't want to hear about me. W says, do you think Kambosos is kind of acting like Conor McGregor, trying to say some stuff to put his name out there so people remember it? Listen. I don't give a damn who he's trying to act like. One person he isn't is Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is the king of trash talking, period. In my opinion, when it comes to MMA and boxing, right now, like when he was really on his shit and he had the belts, Conor McGregor's one-liners can't nobody touch to this day. The red panties, call the wife up and say it's a red panty night. Tell her to bring out the red panties. Man, come on, that shit was classic. And then when Jeremy Stevens came in and say, when I hit guys, they don't move. You know what I'm saying? They don't get up. And then Conor McGregor turned around and looked at, who the fuck is this guy? Man, dude. I don't think Kambosos has that snick. He don't have it. He don't have that button, those different buttons that Conor McGregor did when it comes to trash talking. They sound alike. in a sense, a little bit, but he just don't have that charisma, dog. Conor McGregor got the charisma. He would cut you off. Man, do you see what he did to Jose Aldo? Do you see what he did Khabib? Like, man, he talks so much shit, dog. See what he did to Eddie Alvarez? And I know you saw what he did to Floyd. See, when he got up to the Floyd situation, it became redundant. He was going over the top. See, he was dealing with boxing fans now, and they like, oh man, we know Floyd. We don't know this cat. And he's doing too much. Like, he's being extremely disrespectful, talking about the Mayweathers, talking about Floyd don't know how to read, and going through his bag and talking about, oh, that's all you got in here. At the time, Conor McGregor wasn't rich. But when he said the snakes in the grass, yeah, he told them about the snakes in the grass. He let Uriah Faber know that TJ Dillashaw was a snake in the grass, and come to find out, he was absolutely right, because TJ Dillashaw was up there looking for houses without letting the team know, with Coach Lugwit thing doing the Ultimate Fighter or whatever it was with TJ Dillashaw and Garbrandt. Absolutely, I think Conor beats his opponents mentally, that it helped him beat them physically. This is what's crazy about Conor McGregor. I never looked at him as being somebody that was special. Never. Because he had 2 losses when he stepped into the UFC, and he had been submitted before. So when he was submitted by Nate Diaz, it wasn't surprising, because he lacked cardio, and he lacked the ground game. He lacked grappling experience. And then when Khabib did what he did, okay, cool. And then when Dustin Poirier, he just started racking up the losses. To be honest, not to get off subject, I just think he's getting high off his own supply. I think Conor McGregor is indulging in that Proper 12 whiskey too much. Yeah, my word game would have been nice. Like, you might have played your fans, but I've been on to you from the jump. That's why when I ran down on you and cornered you, had you singing my praise. What was that referring to? Ben. You might have played your fans, but I've been on to you from the jump. That's why when I ran down on you and cornered you, had you singing my praise. What is that reference to? I'm just curious. What situation? What situation are you referring to? Still remember making the whole crowd saying, fuck the Mayweather. Yep, they did. He did, man. He did, man. And you know what? Floyd didn't care. He even patted Floyd with his right hand on Floyd's bald head. You can imagine. Come on, man. Who's patting Floyd on his head like that? Who's getting close enough to disrespect? Like, come on, man. He took his right hand and patted Floyd on the head like he was a little kid. You know what I'm saying? To disrespect the man. You know what I'm saying? Look, in my opinion, the pat on the head was worse than Floyd getting his hat taken by Jake Paul. Seriously. I think it was worse. All along, you was just like Lopez. You a runner. You're a track star. You tried to get away, but you didn't get far. Oh, shit. W says, have you ever had Proper 12 whiskey? If so, was it good? Hell no. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to lie. Okay? Because when it comes to drinking, I'm not a drinker. And I really don't talk about drinking unless it's a holiday. But I did drink Proper 12 once because I had to. I seen it up here. I seen the damn advertisement. I drank it. I didn't like it that much. I'm not like a whiskey drinker at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a whiskey drinker at all. I like dark, but every now and then, man, the clear shit, it is what it is. It gets you right. I agree that pat on the head is big boy someone. Yeah, she's a runner. She's a track star. Yeah. Yeah. I'm getting older, so all these songs. She's a runner. She's a track star, and people don't even know what that even mean. You know what I'm saying? People don't even know what the hell he's talking about when he's talking about a track start, you know. But let me finish up this presser right quick.
Next question.
Hi, this question is also for Bill. Bill, George really seemed to get into Lopez's head in the lead up to the fight at some of the pre-match press conferences. Is that something that you need to be mindful of in terms of you keeping Devon's, I guess, mind on track?
No. I think that's just something that's George's personality. But when the two men meet in the ring, it's gonna be settled. It's all about skills. Skills will pay the bills. Nothing that George can do or say can get Dev out of his character. Dev is ready for this fight. George spoke about the many miles, the 8,000 miles, or the journey to come over. This has been a 15-year journey for Devin. So the amount of time that it's going to take to come over, anything that George is going to say, anything that any fans or anything that's going to do, it won't be anything that's going to disrupt him. We graduated. We made our bones in Mexico, in small bars, on to this big stage. So nothing that is going to surprise us. Devin is going to be ready for everything. And we look forward to performing in front of the Australian fans.
Thanks very much, Bill. Next question from the media.
Question for Devin Haney. Devin, last time George fought, he overcame one of the best pound-for-pound fighters on earth in Teofimo Lopez. Why do you pose more of a threat to George than Teofimo did?
Good question. Have to wait for this advertisement. Good question. Good question.
Because styles make fights at the end of the day. He had a great night on that night, and he beat Teofimo, but I'm a different fighter than Teofimo, and I will show. Like I said, the things that he does best, I will take away from him.
And the last question from our media.
One for you, George. Just wondering, mate, what it would mean to you to be the country's first ever undisputed world champion.
Look, I'm very excited. I've worked extremely hard. I've gone.
Hold up. Was that a sleight of hand? Was that the sleight of tongue? The country's first undisputed world champion? I thought on his IG, he said he was undisputed. Didn't he? Okay, so this is where George could have really earned some higher points. You know what I'm saying? He could have. On his trash talking, he could have said, first of all, recognize me as the undisputed. Did you not see my IG? I put it on my IG. I put it out there a long time ago, almost immediately after I defeated Teofimo Lopez. Check it out. Do your research. You know what I'm saying? He said, hey, I have the franchise, WBC franchise title. And for what the president of the WBC says, it holds a higher standard than the belt that Devin Haney has. So therefore, yeah, I'm the undisputed right now. But he didn't. He just kept it whatever. I mean, come on, man. You got to respond to that the way you did when you won the titles there, Kambosos.
Back and forth in the US, all over the world I've been to get to this. And these guys sit there and complain. They're making millions of dollars and they complain about a trip all the way to down under. I've done that trip for free. Lost money with my family and my kids. In the cattle class with screaming babies. To achieve this. So they're worried about a trip down under. So I'm very excited. I've achieved this, but again, I never get content. I'm striving for more and more. And these guys are just another person in front of me. I will take them out, and I will move on to who's next.
Thank you, everybody. And Bill and Devin, can I say thank you so much for being part of it.
We signed up for it twice. Hey, we wanted it so bad, and we're looking forward to performing in front of the Australian people and the Greeks and on all your fans, not once but twice. So it ain't like that we did not look forward to this. We signed up for it not once but twice, and I don't know too many teams that would have signed up for it. That's how much we're looking to come down under, my brother.
You had no choice.
Well, the great thing is the deal has been done. So whatever happened beforehand doesn't matter anymore. There's only one thing to worry about now.
That's all I'm gonna play because I think that's what people are looking at when it comes to Devin taking charge of what was said. You know what I'm saying? Bill can deliver the response he just did to close it out. I mean, that's what people know. So he's gonna have to break outside that silhouette of his pops sooner or later and just go up there speak, solo. You know what I'm saying? Kick that dialogue solo. He's gonna have to be the pilot. Because everybody's always gonna then have some type of um reaction to it that may not be in favor of Devin when it comes to these pressers. It's not anything it's not anything to say, well, it's serious or we should keep highlighting every time he has a press conference or he's not mature enough to go up there and swim on his own. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to get used to this shit. They're gonna have to take him to church, the hype man, wherever he's at. They need to put him in there with church, and get that reaction time because church, even though he does stutter sometime, he stay on the motherfucking hymn book, don't he? His voice is active. Church is the hype man of hype mans, dog. You know what I'm saying? There's no other way you can procure that, man. He's the hype man of hype man, bro. He would give your ears paralysis, bro. Real talk. Hearing church talk, he will damn force your ears into paralysis. He'll make you put your index finger in both sides of your ears and goddamn say no, 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 shaking your head, no, no, like you're a little kid. I don't want to hear this no more. No, 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 no. Stop it. The old man, let me see, only whiskey I like is Buchanan. I know we ain't making this about whiskey. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'll take some Jack Daniels. I'm good. I'm old school, bro. Shit. When Haney ran down on Kambosos and Kambosos was like, "You're a great fighter, and I won't be a duck. I won't be duck you like T.O. He never gonna fight you, but I will fight you next." You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. He did. He did. He did take that action. He did sit up here and fabricate that type of action without following through. He did. Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. He did not live up to that at all. The old man he punched, though, proper 12 was shite. I'm going to go with his opinion. Well, from what I heard, the old man, he didn't want to drink it. I heard the older guy didn't want to drink it, or he did drink it and he was criticizing it. You know what I'm saying? Either or, yeah. What I can say, the Australian journalist was not as biased as I thought they were going to be. No, 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 no. I think this was just a preliminary talk. I think this was the first day of school. No, 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 no. This is gonna get worse, dog. Guarantee it, dog. Guarantee it. This is going to get worse. This is going to get worse, man. You know what I'm saying? There's euphony in what you just said. It sounds good. But no, this is going to get worse. Watch what I tell you. This was just, it's the first time, we're talking to Devin Haney. They asked Devin the questions, and one guy asked Kambosos the question. This is just pretend to 10. This is the first day of school. They're welcoming him. They're showing hospitality. The temperature is going to increase, man. Guarantee it. The temperature is going to increase. Real talk. This was a soothing moment, but I guarantee it's gonna turn into a migraine, bro. This is gonna turn into a migraine real quick. These media guys are sitting back in the shadows They was just sitting up there seething at the moment. They got them. I just can't wait. I just can't wait. You can hear their teeth chattering in the background. I just can't wait. I just can't wait to get my chance. I'm gonna tear that guy up. I just can't wait. And I do believe they're gonna be condescending as weeks trickle down, as months trickle down the weeks. Yeah, I do believe wholeheartedly that the Australian media is going to be condescending, and I would like if Kambosos. I don't think they're going to show up to another presser. Kambosos by itself. I don't know the whole schedule, but if Kambosos have another presser, I would really like Devin to show up by itself. You know what I'm saying? Just show up by yourself and speak to him by yourself. What I can say that the Australian journalist when I was by LOL Devin could have come back and laughed and been like, first, I'm the WBC champion, and then they gave it to you, then back to me. The WBC was treating that situation like a hot potato. Yeah, man. Yes, sir. I mean, they pretty much was all in a state of confusion when it came to Teofimo Lopez because Tio was really pushing the undisputed. And I've been on record as cementing that same title because of what Mauricio Suleiman did with the franchise belt. It's his fault. You know, but channeling my Dan Quayle, potato doesn't have an E on it. There, Ben. I'm just saying it in light banter, man, and you know what I'm saying, in a delightful manner, bro. Potato doesn't have an E on the end. Thanks to Quail doing that shit in front of elementary kids. Hey, potato has an E on the end. And the kids say, no, it doesn't. Yes, it does. How you gonna tell a politician? Shout out to the man on deck. Yes, he did. He said the damn announcer called Devil Boy as well as George did. Absolutely. Yeah, we went over there earlier. Yes, sir. He did address him. He basically peeled back the skin. You know what I'm saying? He sent the first dart downrange with that poison on the tip. Oh, don't worry. We're gonna get this right. We're gonna increase the damn burners on the stove, and we're gonna get you right, man. We're gonna get Devin all nice and ruffled. So when you call him a boy there, George, we hope he just explode. What the fuck is up with y'all calling me a boy? I ain't no fucking boy. Y'all need to get y'all shit. That's what they really wanted. You know what I'm saying? They wanted him to drop some N bombs. You know what I'm saying? And some F bombs. You know what I'm saying? And they wanted to kind of say, oh shit, we thought Lomachenko was at war. Here we have a war in Australia. We have George Kambosos and Devin Haney. If you missed it, hit the replay. This became intense early. Yeah, because you called him a boy as the host. Who does that bullshit? They could have just made me the mandatory as long as I got the chance to bless you with these hands and take my belts back across the water. I would have been good with that. If Devin could have goddamn came smooth like that, cool. You know what I'm saying? It could have been different. But man, appreciate y'all for pulling up, man. I'm trying not to stay on here for a serious amount of time because people be telling me my lives be too long. I mean, I'm not worried about that, but if it's a good topic of discussion and people are on here, engaging, cool. But I definitely got some things to do. It's Friday. You know how it is, man. Big salute to everyone who pulled up to the avenue. I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? It was a great one as always. Big shout out to my boy Showtime Shaw. Man, you're doing your motherfucking thing over there. Y'all be sure to subscribe to his channel. Support the brother. You know what I'm saying? Support what he got going on in the sport of boxing. Shout out to the regulars that pulled up as always. And y'all be over there. Y'all check out Mark Nash too, Breaking Beats. Check out Mark Nash channel too. He pulled up. But like I said before, thanks for the donations, man. Truly grateful. One love to you. That's Showtime. Real talk. Outdone yourself. Shout out to Team Haney. Yeah, we pulling for you over here in the States. Some of us. Some of us is pulling, but I am. I'm pulling for you to go over there and get that first win and be the first to do it in boxing. You'll be the first. Not only, it'll be a whole lot of first in that. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, especially with this franchise title that has just disrupted boxing history. You know what I'm saying? You get all the belts, being that you don't have a rematch clause and you win the first fight. That's gonna be amazing. Real talk. But y'all turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, man. Until next time, I'm out.